There's no place like the Qube. Family, it is Pride Month, and this is your favorite queer radio personality, Anna DeShawn, and I am so freaking excited to be kicking off another Pride Month on this Queer News podcast, just living out and proud and unapologetic. I love it. And I want y'all to tell me why you love it. Why do you love being queer? Why you love being an ally or a comrade? I got a link in the show notes, and I want you to leave us a Pride voicemail. I want to share them with the listeners so that we can be reminded just how magical we are, just how beautiful we are, how wonderfully made we are. So leave me a voicemail. You listening to this pod right now, I'm talking to you. I want you to leave me a voicemail. I want to hear your voice, and I want to share it with the rest of our listeners. Cool? Cool. Why do you listen to this podcast? I'm assuming you listen because you value queer news, you value independent media, you value local media. And as a member of SEMA, the Chicago Independent Media Alliance, I get the chance to network and support other media outlets like E3 Radio. Every year we do this really dope fundraiser where we raise money for our outlets, and it's that time. So between June 5th and June 19th, we get an opportunity to raise money for 47 local and independently owned media outlets here in Chicago. And so if you enjoy queer news, if you enjoy what we do, then I know you'll want to support all of my fellow colleagues through this campaign. I've got a link in the show notes. You can check out all the outlets, and whatever you give gets evenly distributed across all of the outlets. How dope is that? Because a rising tide lifts all boats, and that's what we're doing. So support community-driven media, donate to our outlets, and support what we got going on. We really appreciate you.
What has 144 players, 12 teams, and one league that you should tap into? If you guessed the WNBA, you already know. If you didn't, we'll get you up to speed real quick. My name is Money, and this is Rebound Revolution, bringing you the revolutionary on and off the court happenings in the W. Join me and a special guest each week as we watch them work. Listen to Rebound Revolution wherever you get your podcasts.
Now for the news. A Tennessee judge rules their anti-drag law, the one in Tennessee, this judge ruled it's unconstitutional. Iowa signs its own version of Don't Say Gay legislation. Adidas is another brand catching hate for its Pride collection, and Out on Film is raising money for its new Filmmaker Fund. Let's go.
You are now tuned in to higher frequencies. We do this frequently. Turn your radio station to E3 for that decency. Listen to great music and the latest movement. Safe listening for anyone that's tuned in. Who you waking up to? Anna DeShawn, QCrew and friends. It's that real talk. Online radio with the spins. You caught up in traffic, frustrated. Just check in with E3 to shift your vibrations and get elevated. That's queer radio done right. Choose to be yourself. That's the only way to live life, and that's how it's done here. Just know y'all tuned in to the greatest. Ain't no competition. We ain't worried about the other stations. Check.
Family, you already know we got to start with politics. That's what we do here at Queer News. And we get to talk about this groundbreaking victory today. It happened in Tennessee. A judge appointed by former President Donald Trump, yeah, y'all heard me, I said his name on this podcast, that'll be the last time, has ruled that the state's anti-drag law, known as the Adult Entertainment Act, is unconstitutional. Yeah, you heard me right. The orange man, his appointed judge, voted in favor of the gays. Man, I'm telling you, last week, right, I reported about how the Republicans in the House in Texas impeached their own Republican Attorney General. Now I'm looking here at Tennessee, and a Republican appointed judge is now ruling in favor of the gays. Y'all, we got to take these victories, okay? We got to take time to celebrate these wins. Because let me tell you, I'm sure Orange Man didn't see this coming. That's just what I call them, y'all. I digress. The law, signed by Republican Governor Bill Lee in March, aimed to restrict drag laws under the guise of regulating, quote, adult entertainment. Like, drag does not always have to be adult entertainment. It just doesn't. It's just so harmless. I can't even. However, U.S. District Court Judge Thomas L. Parker, in a 2-day trial, found that the law violated the First Amendment's protection of freedom of speech. Go Judge Parker. His ruling emphasized the importance of narrow and well-defined laws that respect individuals' constitutional rights. He stated, the judge, yes, Judge Parker, he stated, the Tennessee General Assembly can certainly use its mandate to pass laws that their communities demand. But that mandate as to speech is limited by the First Amendment of the United States Constitution, which commands that laws infringing on the freedom of speech must be narrow and well-defined. The AEA is neither. I mean, in judge speak, he pretty much told them off, right? Sometimes it's hard to tell when I'm reading quotes from judges, but I think he did that. Now, this lawsuit happened because of the Friends of Georges. Friends of Georges is a drag-centric theater group based in Memphis. They said this ruling was a triumph over hate, and they emphasized the importance of standing up against bigotry. That's what they decided to do, in a state where it's not easy to do it. Melissa Stewart, one of the lawyers representing Friends of Georges, expressed relief on Twitter saying, quote, and just like that, drag remains legal in Tennessee, end quote. I mean, literally, it's just like that. Just that quickly, a judge makes a ruling, a federal judge, and drag remains legal. So I say that in that way because the next time it's time to vote for judges, I don't want y'all rushing through that part. You can't rush through the judges part of the ticket, okay? Judges are often the last line of defense for some of these hateful laws. And we need judges in place that value our lives and our humanity. Go Tennessee. Go Tennessee. In just a little bit more political news, Iowa just signed its own version of the Don't Say Gay legislation just this past week. Now, let me tell you what their version includes. The new law bans classroom discussions that touch on LGBTQ plus topics in grades K through 6. This law also requires schools to forcibly out transgender students. That sounds so safe and so necessary. In addition, this bill would remove information about HIV and AIDS from required curriculum standards in the state. How does that help anyone? How does removing curriculum about HIV and AIDS help anyone? It just doesn't. It puts these young people in Iowa at more risk. How ignorant of them to go out in the world and not even know what HIV AIDS is. Y'all, I don't know. I just can't sometimes. I just don't even know what to say sometimes. Some of this stuff is just so ridiculous, I don't even know what to say. I got an email this past week from the National Center for Lesbian Rights, NCLR. If you don't get their emails, you should fix that and subscribe, okay? I get their emails all the time, but this one made me stop. It made me want to report back to y'all on this pod because it included some stats that I didn't know and I felt like we all should know. For example, there have been 530 anti-LGBTQ bills introduced in state legislatures just this year. 18 states have banned medically necessary care for trans youth, but only 10 are being challenged in court. 21 states have passed school sports bans, many specifically targeting trans girls, right, between the ages of 5 and 17. But only 5 of the 21 are being challenged in court. 3 states have passed forced outing laws for trans kids in school. None of them are being challenged right now. Also, many states have passed bathroom bans and don't say gay or trans laws. Only 2 are being challenged. Y'all, so what just happened in Iowa, what we just talked about in Iowa, if organizations like NCLR don't have the budget or the staff to challenge laws like that, y'all, we are in trouble. Like real trouble. And I'm sharing this with y'all because it's Pride, right? And it's our time to be loud and proud. And it's also our time to be so well informed and so clear that we have to double down on our humanity and support the organizations that are supporting us. So just in case you want to support NCLR in challenging more of these laws, I included a link in the show notes where you can go donate and support their work. Last week, I asked that y'all support GLSEN. Did y'all support GLSEN last week? Come on now. Now this week, it's NCLR. We all we got. Now let's take a quick break, hear from a couple of our sponsors, and then jump into some culture and entertainment news. Be right back. It's summertime shy, which means it's time for another epic lipstick and lace white party. Y'all better get ready. Saturday, July 1st is Black Pride weekend, and it is going down at the Bottom Lounge, 1375 West Lake Street. Doors open at 9 o'clock. It's $15 till midnight and $20 after. You can get in free admission if you take an HIV test on site at the party. DJ Lamont and DJ Lil Jon are holding it down. You can book your tables, and it's free street parking. Follow Lipstick and Lace on Facebook. And don't miss this party. I'm gonna be sexy, you gonna be sexy, we gonna be sexy together at the white party. We got a pride shout out. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Big ups to Jamilia Bryant. Her business is called Push for Development. You can follow her at JAINBRY, and you can visit her website at pushfordevelopment.com. She works and can provide you specialized leadership, personal development, and financial services that'll help you develop to become the best version of yourself and move forward in life. You see what she did there? Go check out Jamilia Bryant. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. This is our prize shout out. Welcome back, family. Now, let's jump into our culture and entertainment news. We're going to start with Adidas. Now, for Pride, Adidas dropped their Let Love Be Your Legacy line. And y'all already know that the homophobes were ready, okay? I feel like they just be sitting there waiting at their keyboards, ready to start thumping. You know what I'm saying? All they hate. Do you think they got like Google alerts set up? I mean, they know about Pride collections before I know about Pride collections. But I digress. This Pride collection is a collaboration, actually, with South African queer designer Rich Mincy. Now, what's got these homophobes in such a tizzy is a Pride swimsuit modeled by a male-presenting model. Mincy explained that the collection was inspired by a love letter he wrote to his younger self and aims to promote self-acceptance, LGBTQ+ advocacy, and allyship. Well, child, the homophobes didn't like that. It don't take them much either, and they do all the normal things. Spam the comments, share their hate, get other people to share their hate. I mean, this is just what they do. And they have figures like Ali London and Sharon Davies who piggyback that and share it with even more people. They even used hashtags like hashtag Adidas hates women, as if this male-presenting person is hating women. This male-presenting person likes to wear this swimsuit. That's it, that's all. But we know this rhetoric all too well, right? And I just talked about it last week with Bud Light and Target and the North Face. All these brands responded differently. You know what Adidas did? They didn't respond at all. Crickets. And you know what? The entire line is still up. The male presenting model is still in that swimsuit, child. And I feel like Adidas is unmoved. And so sometimes not saying anything can work too. Now, for our last story today in culture and entertainment, I want to amplify Out on Film. Out on Film is an esteemed Atlanta LGBTQ+ film festival. Now, in 2023, it was recognized as the best film festival according to USA Today's 10 Best Reader's Choice Award. Yeah, and Out on Film has been doing their thing for 35 years. Now, this year, they're launching what they call a Filmmaker Fund to provide critical support to queer artists. By donating to the campaign, you can make a tangible difference in the future of independent film. I think it's really dope. When I last checked, when I was recording this podcast, they're currently at $6,865. They're looking to raise $10,000 for this fund. If you got some treasure, okay, because you already heard me talk about time, talent, and treasure. You're going to hear it so much on this pod. They're all so important. And I'm sure Out on Film could use your time and their talent. But with Kickstarter, you need that treasure, okay? They're looking to get to $10,000. And with your help, I know they can do it and they can support some more queer filmmakers. So if you're down, you got some more treasure, the link is in the show notes. It's that time of the podcast, family, where I end with a word, because Anna's always got a word. And today, I want to end with Elliot Page. You know, Elliot just recently dropped their memoir, Page Boy, which you need to scoop ASAP. And he said, the act of writing, reading, and sharing the multitude of our experiences is an important step in standing up to those who wish to silence and harm us. Books have helped me, saved me even. So I hope this can help someone feel less alone, feel seen, no matter who they are or what path they are on. Come on, Elliot, come on. And I just know their book is going to do just that. His book is going to do just that. And last year during Pride, I shared a quote from Elliot, and I want y'all to hear it again. He says, "This world would be a whole lot better if we just made an effort to be less horrible to one another." So yeah, family, go out there and just be a little less horrible, you know? Till next week, peace. If you enjoyed what you hear, rate and review us inside your favorite podcasting app. This podcast is a production of E3 Radio, your #1 queer radio station playing queer music and reporting on queer news in high rotation.